All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakaha Kwadash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see, this article is again from End Time Headlines, right? And it says FDA to ban popular supplement over fears they cause brain damage. Hey, now we understand, man. And this is nothing new. And I'm going to just read the article so you can see exactly what they're speaking of. It says the United States Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has initiated the process to prohibit. Let's go into this word prohibit, right? The word prohibit means to forbid or prevent, to formally forbid something by law, rule, or authority, right? So prohibit or forbid the use of prescription fluoride tablets and lozenges. It's like lozenges, lozenges for children. And through the spirit, you already been warned of these things. This is like something you learn when you just, coming into, I don't even say the knowledge of the truth, just understand that Esau is the devil. Hey, that fluoride is harmful and, is destructive unto your health. That's something you learned in like the very beginning, man. Brothers don't even use, fluoridated toothpaste, and haven't used it for years. But nevertheless, they're telling you the prescription fluoride tablets and lozenges for children are messing them up, giving them brain damage. So if it's doing it unto the kids, how is it not doing it unto the adults, right? It's the same chemical, Your body doesn't process the chemical better or it's not less harmful when you're adult. It's the same chemical. So if it's doing into the mind of a child, it's doing the same thing unto adult. Imagine how much more that adult is damaged due to the fact that that adult has been dealing with fluoride for tens of years, man, decade after decade, right? It says these products are typically recommended for children who are at increased risk of dental caries or cavities due to insufficient fluoride levels in their local drinking water, right? So here it is. After every dental visit, they basically take out that fluoride in that little brush and basically paint your teeth with it, man, telling you this is for the health of your teeth and when it's damaging you, right? But we understand, as the scripture says, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. We know this is all part of what Esau wants to do in order to, mess up his inhabitants, man. The individuals that live within his rulership. This is part of him breaking you down mentally, so it's easier to coerce you, when the time is needed, right? It's hard to fight off resistance from a threat, and when your spirit is tainted, when your mind is damaged, and when your body is through, in essence, when you're being attacked at all angles, it makes it very hard to put up a fight, and he wants to put you in that position to where it's very hard for you to resist. Right, let's go into this book of Job. It's enough talking. 13 and verse 4, right? It says, but you are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value, right? That goes into that word quack, right? Right, and we're going to get that. It says, as for you, you smear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. Let's get that word quack. All right, this is from Online Edom, from the word quack. And it says quack. Right, this is the adjective or the noun, so like a medical charlatan, impudent or fraudulent pretender to medical skill. Right, he tells you all the time, well, this is for the best interest of the people. Oh, this prescription does this. Hey, when all it is doing this is messing up your body. Yeah, you may not have your headache anymore, but guess what? Now you got stomach cramps. Yeah, you may not have a migraine for this moment, right? Hey, but now you got intestinal bleeding, right? All he does is put Band-Aids over a decomposed body, telling you, oh, well, that is healing you. It's all about suppression. It's never about the cure with E. It's never about the cure. And we tell you over and over, man, you have to look at who's in power, man. When we go into the book of Job 9:20, matter of fact, let me just grab it. Because you got to understand, this devil never does anything for the benefit of the citizens, right? When we go into the book of Job 9:24, and it tells us the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? He is making sure that he monopolizes all industries and makes sure that he is harming you on every level. Every industry is detrimental into life, man. The fact that it's called the Food and Drug Administration, one and the same, shows you that he does not care. Food is not supposed to be drugs. Let's actually look up what that word drug means. What is a drug? It says a drug. Any substance used in the composition or preparation of medicines. So it's supposed to be of something beneficial, right? It says of supply, stock, provision, but specifically drugs and spices. It says with first elements mistaken as indicating the contents, right? Or because medicines mostly consisted of dried herbs, right? Medicines usually consisted of the dried herbs, right? You have the balms, the salves, and then you have the herbs themselves in which you can eat, and you pray over that, praying unto Yahweh Shem Shah that the medicines work in your favor, right? Because without the prayer, none of that is going to work for your body. You could take all the herbs you want for a particular health complication. If Yahweh Shem Shah doesn't allow those herbs to pass through your system and actually your body to absorb the benefits from it, then it's never going to work, man. Right? Matter of fact, I want to grab this out of the book of Sirach. This is Sirach 38. It says, and for the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise would not abhor them. Was not the water made sweet with the wood, that the virtue thereof might be known? Right? It says, and he hath given men skill, that he might be honored in his marvelous works. Of such doth the apothecary make a confection, right? Makes a balm, makes a salve, may make an oil. And of his works there is no end, and from him is peace over all the earth. My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole. Right? He will make thee whole, man. So it's the Lord, really activating those herbs within your body to knock out whatever is harming you. But the medicine is supposed to be, or the drug is supposed to be a medicine of the herb, right? Compare dried goods, so-called because they were measured out in dry liquid. It's like a dry measure, not liquid, right? Specialized to spices, but it's not that anymore. Now it's all chemical based, right? And this is how Esau moves with it: narcotics and opiates. Now we understand opium is an actual plant, the poppy, right? But is even dostatin chemicals to where people have become, very addicted into it to the point where they're ODing, right? It says the word with poisons, because that's what it is. Esau is administering poison into your body, man, right? And the scripture says this. Right? Where is it? I believe the scripture says something about poisons and living. Thou shalt eat and live. So like a little while, I can find it real quick. Maybe it's not Ezekiel, is it? It may just be Slakia. I'm gonna look for this a little bit longer, and then I'm just continue with the point. Okay, this is Salat. Well, I'll put it in the what you call it, in the comments, or the video description. I can't find this precept at the moment where it talks about poison and living or something along those lines. Drink, is it drink poison? Something like that. Yeah, I can't find it at the moment, but that's all right. I'll find it. But nevertheless, man, right? It says 12. It says, then give place to the physician, for the Lord hath created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast need of him. And we understand this word heals as well, right? So going back to this word drugs, which is poisons here, right? It says from 1500s, druggie, a drug addict. And majority of people in America are drug addicts. Whether you're stuck on, smoking weed, whether you're popping pills, whether you're drinking lean, all these are poisons. They're all drugs, man, and they alter your mind. And what's gonna happen is Yahweh Shem Yahshua is gonna have Esau close down the markets for those things in which you use to escape reality, man. Right? Because that's how Jake use it. They use it to get high, to escape reality, and do what? So when that avenue is cut off, these people are gonna bug out because they ain't getting a fix, which is also going to increase with demons because their demons are going to amplify, right? But to go back here to the point of the article, it says these products are typically recommended for children who are at increased risk of dental caries or cavities due to insufficient fluoride levels in their local drinking water, particularly in states such as Utah, where fluoride is restricted from drinking water supplies, right? They're saying it's bad in Utah, but Utah isn't allowing their citizens to get poisoned by fluoride being in the water, man. It says, in contrast to fluoride-containing toothpaste or topical rinses, these tablets are designed to be swallowed and ingested by children. So they're directly affecting your children with this drug, man. And the children have always been a target, right? Because the easier it is to manipulate and to alter the mind of the child, the easier it is to control that child when he becomes an adult. And that's what Esau wants. He wants a nation of drug addicts, man, a nation of people who are dependent upon him on every level, right? Especially if it's a fix that they can get from him, because he can always dangle that carrot in front of their face, to make them submit, to make them obey, right? It says fluoride is recognized in its role in strengthening teeth and diminishing cavities by replenishing minerals that are lost due to routine wear and tear on dental enamel, right? It says in 1950, federal authorities endorsed the fluoridation of water as a preventative measure against tooth decay. And in 1962, they established guidelines for appropriate levels of fluoride to be added to municipal water supplies. Now, Esau, here it is, he's tainting the water. We already know through chemtrails, he's tainting the earth, right? So if the people, are being infected by this, that means the animals are too. Because one thing they say is when, a lot of people who take drugs, they pee, that water goes back into the system, and may be recycled as gray water. But what also happens is when people's medications expire, what they'll do is they'll flush them down the drain, or flush them down the toilet. And that water may affect the water of wildlife due to, water being recycled through precipitation, through all these different various methods in which that water enters back into the main vein of the stream, right? So now you got your animals that are on drugs. You got fish who are doped out, man, right? But this is all because you have a wicked man ruling. Here it is in the kingdom. And in ancient days, you didn't need, fluoride, because the food that you ate, it was mineral rich enough. It had the properties needed to support your gut health. It had the properties to support you neurologically. It had the properties to support your bones, and your blood, man. But now, with the world becoming weaker, as the scriptures say, this is 2 Corinthians 14:17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And part of those evils, that the scripture is speaking of, well, they're being done by the hands of Esau. Ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahshua is making them do it. But nevertheless, this is what happened when there's a wicked man ruling. So now, on top of your children being drugged up, they're going into these schools, and they're learning the curriculum of what he wants them to believe, and then they're regurgitating that to their friends, and it's an ongoing cycle of just zombies, man. Right? That's why it's a miracle alone through the Spirit how Yahweh Shem Shai has woken us up to fight spiritually against this devil, man. Because we've been attacked from babes as well. Brother, you got brothers who have made it through the crack epidemic, man. You got brothers who made it through all different types of hells and curses and calamities. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. But those things happen because you have a wicked man ruling. This Sirach 10 at the top, a wise judge, Salakia, will instruct his people. And the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, right? So, with Esau being the head of the rulers of this particular world, this age at this appointed time, right? Everybody underneath that cabinet, that office, is pushing that same sentiment and vibration, which is wickedness, right? And the scripture says an unwise king destroyeth his people. Here it is. You want to make sure that your kingdom is, continuing. See, if he was wise, he would make sure that his citizens, were happy, had less rigor or hell put on them, that they could afford, the daily life of living. With him being a wiser judge, so many people wouldn't be angry right now. But this nigga being so covetous and wicked, everybody upon the earth is in hell, man. You got Edomites who mad at Edomites. You got Moabites who mad at Elamites, so forth and so on, man. Every nation upon the earth is hurting right now. And it's because of this devil. And all the while he's doing all his wickedness, conjuring up demons and spells and causing engineer famine and engineer economic collapse. All the while that's happening, he's targeting your children. Targeting the kids, man. Who knows what's in school lunch? Who knows what's in school lunch? That's why it's of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed, as the scripture says in the book of Lamentations. It's a blessing that we're still alive, man. We've eaten bread defiled amongst the Gentiles, and that's in every sense. And it's not just physical bread, but all foods are tainted here. Your brother may like yayan, buy him a bottle, whether it's the cheapest to the most expensive. That's still deadly unto you. Because guess what? The rainwater that fell upon them grapes is tainted. The soil that those grapes were planted in is tainted. The bugs that are in that soil are tainted, man. So on every level are we being, attacked. Right? It says, presently it is challenging to ascertain the exact number of children in the United States who received fluoride tablets, as numerous states continue to provide fluoride-enhanced water. However, experts estimate that a considerable portion of children may receive some form of fluoride supplementation during their early developmental years. And this is also why it's easier for Esau to control the minds of these kids, man. Right? Because as soon as they pull it out the womb, he's, shooting them up with all different types of drugs. So that's destroying their mind before they can even, use it. Right? And then on top of that, all the imagery in which he's showing the children is demonic. So, it just shows that we have to get out of here, man. It says the Department of Health and Human Services, under the leadership of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., asserts that ingested fluoride has been shown to disrupt the gut microbiome, with the government report concluding that elevated fluoride levels may adversely affect brain development. Right? The federal agency also posits that there are scientific associations between fluoride exposure and thyroid disorders, weight gain, and diminished cognitive function, emphasizing that these tablets have never received FDA approval. And even if they did, that wouldn't mean that they're good for you, right? So speaking about more cavities there, speaking about scheduled dosages, excessive fluoride intake, common brands, fluoride tablets. And it says the CDC advises a dosage of 1 milligram for children aged 4 to 8 years, 2 milligrams for those aged 9 to 13, and 3 milligrams for those adolescents aged 14 to 18. So the higher you go up in age, the more you take. Why? Because he wants your mind to just be through by the time you become a quote unquote adult in this society. And you have to do whatever it takes to make it, right? He wants to make sure that you depend upon him when the going gets tough, right? So that's the point. And as we already knew, Esau is just coming out with it, which, hey, it's only a matter of time. More and more is going to be exposed. Yahweh Shem Shai is lifting the skirts of Babylon and exposing all the wickedness that's being done in the midst thereof, man. So all we have to do is continue to report, continue to believe, have faith, and continue to hold fast that which we have, man, that which is good. Lord willing, we endure into the end and be of that number. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.